Hey guys, welcome to the 13th episode of my Road to 2000 FIDE. In this series I cover all of the games that I play in the KNSB and RSB, the Dutch Chess Federation and the Rotterdam Chess Federation. And up until this point I have made a few episodes, 12 to be precise, this is the 13th. And up until this point I didn't have an official FIDE rating yet. But however that has changed just now, because now I have an official FIDE rating, which is 1905, which is quite high, higher than I expected actually. So yeah, we are only 95 points away from reaching the goal of 2000, which is still gonna take very long, because obviously it depends on how many KNSB games I play, and sometimes if I go to a tournament I could also get a few rating points. But as of right now I haven't played a classical chess tournament yet, only rapid. So yeah. This game I have in front of me right here is a RSB game, so this does not actually count for the FIDE rating. This counts only for the KNSB rating, which is a little bit different, also a little bit lower, because that is, well, it's calculated different, but it does also a set of more games, because of course the RSB games count for the KNSB rating, but not for the FIDE rating. Yeah, I was playing against Yuri Verlinden, which was my opponent here. His FIDE rating is behind his name, and my FIDE rating is behind my name. And yeah, you can look it up if you open the FIDE website and type in the idea that is in the screen here. It was played last Monday. I'm recording this on the 16th of January, and last Monday. So yeah, I mean it's now a Friday, so 4 days prior, I guess. So that's the 12th, I guess. It was the game that I played, and this is a messy one. You can't see the graph, but I can see the graph right now, and this is a messy one. I think you can see the accuracy, which is 61.2 and 49.9. That's a little bit misleading though, because we played a little bit better than these accuracies are trying to display here, but it was a very messy game and a lot of things going on. We're just gonna dive right in. So it started with e4. I was playing with the white piece here, of course, and he played e5. I played knight c3, knight c6. So we get a Vienna, and usually a move like knight f6 leads to the Vienna gambit with f4, and a move like knight c6 leads to usually relatively normal positions. There are some lines which are very nice. If I go bishop c4 and he goes bishop c5, you get the copycat variation. There's queen g4, and it leads to all sorts of nice stuff. However, in this position, my opponent played queen g5, and I was kind of flabbergasted by this. Yeah, this was already, I was like, is this a move? Because I had never seen this move, and I thought this must probably not be a move. But I also didn't really know what to do against it. So yeah. Yeah, and apparently I don't. It's bad. It's plus 1.5 for white here, so it's a bad move. But the point is, you have to know why, and the reason why is kind of difficult to see, because you have to go knight f3, and knight f3 is the only move that wins. Because if he takes here, there's queen g or rook g1, then there's queen h3, and now there's bishop f7. Because if he takes, there's a fork here, which wins the queen. So there's an entire sequence here where you can sacrifice the pawn and stuff. However, I of course didn't want to go into all that in a classical game. I mean, maybe if I saw that the bishop sacrifice was possible, I would have done it, but I didn't see that, and I was just like, okay, let me put out my queen and defend this. If he goes knight here, I can simply go. I didn't really know what. Oh, I can go here, of course, and mate him. So that's why I allowed that, because it doesn't really actually work. And yeah, knight f6 followed. Obviously, this is a very normal move, exactly what you would expect. And now I played d4. And after playing d4, I kind of immediately thought, okay, maybe this is actually a mistake. Because I thought if he takes here, I can go, what did I think? Yeah, okay, so of course he cannot take here because I take the queen, so that was what I thought. So if he goes queen g6, I thought now I can push. That's what I thought. And I thought if he goes here, I can simply go here and I should be fine, which is good. Yeah, exactly like I mentioned. But if you go here, there's knight d4, and now you actually cannot guard both of these pawns, and you're just losing. It's just minus 3.5. So after queen g6, I realized I can't push, and I took a little bit of time again, because I needed to find the best way to get out of this situation, and I decided knight e2 must be the best way. I mean, if he takes here, I can simply or move this knight or another move which I found, but yeah. So Yeah, I was not feeling really happy about this after these moves. I thought I missed my chance to take advantage of his bad queen placement in the opening here, which I definitely did. And then I played knight f4 and he played knight e5. So knight f4 is a nice move. The reason it is a nice move is because it hangs the knight, but it takes a queen if you have been paying attention. Actually, I don't really know why knight f4 isn't a brilliant move, because the chess.com engine gives brilliance to anyone who sacrifices pieces, and this is a sacrifice of a piece, so you know. But it is not. Okay, sure. Knight f4. He played knight e5, and knight e5 is a losing move. And the reason this is a losing move is because I should have played queen d1, which I didn't really see. But queen e1, the reason why I didn't play queen e1 is because this bishop is hanging. But it's actually very simple, because he cannot take this pawn, he cannot take this knight because his queen is still hanging. If he moves the queen, I can simply take this pawn and I'm, you know, doing okay. Although this is not even the best move. The best move is to go here and get some sort of tricky. There's a really tricky line. The best move would have been, wait, the best move wasn't that? What was the best move? Oh, h4. Okay, because he goes there. Okay, so what if he goes here? Is that was the line? Yeah, there was like this whole crazy line here, which I saw after the game. So if he goes here, I think now the move is this. And then the idea is, if he takes here, it's not to take here. Well, I mean, maybe it is to take here first, but it is not to take the rook, because taking the rook is actually bad, but it is to go here. Wow, yeah. I saw this, apparently this is not the best move. Apparently now you take here. Okay, I don't. There were some lines like this. I guess I could go here, because now if he, I mean, what can you do? Take here. I can take here, here, and yeah, this is just completely winning for me, of course. But yeah, a lot of crazy lines, But I didn't really like to get into any of that, and also I didn't see queen d1. Maybe I briefly thought about it, but I just decided it wasn't worth it. For bad reasons, but okay. I decided to play queen e2, which is a miss, and now it's kind of equal. And the reason it is equal is because you can go queen g4, and queen g4 is a move. Yeah, if I take here, I think it's a little bit worse for white. Yeah, it's minus 1.3, because if he can take here, and now my bishop and my knight are hanging. So this is hanging and this is hanging. So if I go here, he can go here, and in this situation, I think I'm just a little bit worse. It's playable, I guess, for white, but it is not the best thing. So what did I decide to do? I decided to play f3, which was the best move, because f3 disconnects the queens from looking at each other, and if he moves his queen, I'm very happy, of course, because I'm still defending the bishop with my queen. I can just move here. If he takes, I get the same forking idea and stuff. So yeah, f3, however, I missed one move. It is the best move, but I just simply missed knight x f3. I just didn't really realize how strong this actually was. The reason this is strong is because after taking back, he has this check, which is very annoying, because now I have to go like here, can't castle anymore, very annoying. So yeah, that was obviously a good play by my opponent. Knight f3 is a good move. However, I decided to do something even worse, which is very nice. I decided to play king f1. I thought it didn't really matter. I thought it doesn't matter if I take like this and get like this, or it doesn't matter if I go here and I take like this. But apparently it does, because after king f1, he can just take the pawn h2. And it's not even the best move, but he can. I mean, now he can, because if I take back, he takes, and he's just up another pawn. Apparently, the best move would have been just knight back, which is kind of funny. Just going back. Yeah, funny. But yeah, I mean, yeah, so king f1 is just a straight up blunder. It leads the position into a -3 advantage for black. And I was already, realized at this point I was already down, at this point I was down a pawn. Now I was down 2 pawns. And now I was down 3 pawns. So I was down 3 pawns. Actually, yeah, down 3 pawns right now. So yeah, I mean, at this point I'm just completely losing. It's minus 2.7, and if I exchange queens here, of course this is very bad for me. I mean, it's probably even worse. Yeah, it's -3, because I mean, what are you gonna do? You gotta go here. I mean, yeah, it's just it doesn't look good. So I decided I don't want to trade queens. I just don't want to trade queens. I go queen e1. But then right after I play this move, like, I mean, a minute or something, or a few tenths of seconds, is that I realized this is losing as well. This is completely losing. I was about to reach out with my hand to offer to resign the game, Because if you take here, the game is over. The game is completely over because I have to take back because otherwise he's gonna promote. And now this knight just completely hanging. If I go here, I at least defend the rook. But this is I mean, yeah, I mean this is just game over. There's no way I'm gonna win this in any universe. So yeah, I mean that was gonna be the end of the game. That would have been a loss. So unfortunately. Or fortunately it wasn't because he didn't take the pawn on b2. He played bishop c5. And actually, this goes from -4 to +2 for white. So, yeah, very funny. Apparently here, I don't really remember what the best move was. The best move here is to go... Oh, yeah, b4. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, once again, a move I wouldn't play. Like, ever. I don't really see the... I mean, at first glance, I don't really see the point because he just takes back. But maybe you have something like this. I don't know. Maybe you're just... I don't know. The idea is that now I go here. If he goes here, maybe now I go knight d5. Maybe that's the idea. Okay, you just... You coordinate all your pieces. He has to take right now, basically. Because otherwise, he loses this bishop. And if he takes, you can go like here. And yeah, this gets really bad for... oh, of course, there's also a queen hanging. Yeah, so knight d5 is really strong, of course. And he can't go anywhere else, right? He can't go here, he can't go here, can't go here, can't go here, can't go here. So he has to go here, yeah. Yeah, b4 is a very, that's a very high level move. It really is, because you have to see that distracting the bishop from this diagonal is what you need to do, because then after this rook h4 move, this comes with a discovered attack and stuff. Very high level move. I didn't find it, because after bishop c5 I played rook h4, thinking, okay, now I at least don't get hit with this, because my knight is now x-ray protected by the... although now, yeah, you can still take him. And this actually is a draw, according to the engine, but yeah. This is actually what my opponent did as well. He took here right now. And now I can just take back. Because like I mentioned, now everything is protected. And yeah, so I got out of the woods here pretty decently. And I'm down 3 pawns here, but it is actually equal. And I think neither of us in the game actually realized how bad the position for black is, relatively speaking. I mean, we didn't realize that this is actually equal. I think both me and my opponent were already thinking, okay, I'm going to lose this game. Or at least I was thinking I'm going to lose. He would probably think I was going to win. So, yeah, very interesting. He thought he was going to win probably at this point. And I honestly, I thought I was going to lose. I was also very tired. I had a long day at work and it was on a Monday evening. So I was like, yeah, you know, sure, fine. I'm okay with everything. Just want to go to bed. I want to go to bed. So, yeah, that's exactly how the situation unfolded. However, in the remainder of this game, you're going to see exactly what happened in my favor. Yeah, just going to spoil it a little bit, but, you know. Because it was just a wild game. There was a lot of tactics, there was a lot of things going on. And both of us misplayed it, so, yeah, interesting to see. But, you know. Here I played knight d5, which is a blunder again. And this is, again, a minus 2.4 position for black. So, once again, this is winning. This is a better position for black. I thought this would be a very nice move, because if you take here, of course, there's like takes. And, yeah, you know, if you go here, maybe I have some idea to go here and attack. And, you know, I was, that's not good, but, you know, it is what I thought was decent. But my opponent, luckily for me, played bishop b6, and I was obviously in the game like this. You are you make a move, and after making a move, you have still time to think about the position. So you still think about everything that's going on. And after I've made this move, after I played knight d5, I actually kind of realized like maybe this is not as good as I thought. So I was kind of already feeling like maybe this is not as good. But I kind of hoped he was going to play bishop b6, because I calculated bishop b6 and I was like, bishop b6 actually looks pretty decent, because this opens the double attack on this knight. If I take here, he has to take with a pawn. I can maybe put some pressure on this piece. I maybe have ideas to go here in the future. It felt like bishop b6 was actually in my favor, which it was, because it is plus 1.7 here for white. And once again, I was winning. You got to see the graph on this game, man. It's like whoop whoop whoop. It goes all the way. It doesn't get a rest. So you know. So bishop b6 is a mistake, because now I take on f6 with my bishop, and now he has to take back with the pawn. And here I had to find this amazing move. Wow, I didn't see this, but rook h5 is a nice idea, because if he takes, there's this fork. So I needed to find rook h5 to keep the advantage. Yeah, I don't necessarily immediately see what is my big advantage here after queen g6, for example. But you know, maybe then I have to go like I don't know, like here or something, and double attack everything and threaten some stuff. So yeah, I didn't see any of that. I played rook f4, which is once again losing. Once again, it's minus 2.6 for black. So yeah, I played rook f4 because this is protected by the knight, and I'm double attacking this pawn. So I was like, okay, this got to be a good move, you know. But rook f4 is not a super accurate move, because not because of bishop d4, but because I believe, what was the idea here? That he could just go here, I guess, right? Yeah, and then you lose a pawn, but you open up your bishop, you get developed, and yeah. The problem with this position, it's a very complex position, very complex, very high level, because the problem in this position is that you have to realize that it isn't actually this pawn or whatever that's going to be the problem. The problem is that that black doesn't have any development. That is the big problem in this position. The black really needs to get his pieces into the game, because if he doesn't, this game is gonna turn really quickly, which is exactly what we saw. So bishop d4 is a blunder, because I go okay. Apparently rook d1 is not the best move. I thought that would be the best move. Apparently here the engine now says that rook f5 first is better. I didn't. I thought when I reviewed this game on my mobile, rook d1 was the best game, but you know. So rook d1, he played bishop e5, and now I play rook f5, of course, only move that makes sense. I mean, double attacking both of them. He went queen h6, and here I had a long think again, because there's a nice trick here, because I can take, and take. And this was actually the best continuation after going here. I mean, the reason why I didn't go for this is because I just didn't like that my knight was going to be trapped. I mean, I just really didn't like that. Although there is like check here, that probably doesn't work with me. Then I take this, you know. So yeah, I didn't really like that, but apparently according to the engine, that was the best line. I decided to play queen f2 first, and the reason why I played queen f2 first, because now after I take and do this, for example, I also open an attack on f7 with my queen, and my opponent here castled, which is bold, very bold to say the least. Yeah, and at first glance I was like, can he castle? Can he really do that? I was really debating whether or not he could have castled, and I was like, there's no way this is good, right? And yeah, it isn't. It's +2 for white, but it is very difficult to keep the +2 advantage as well, because the move here is knight xf6, and after knight xf6 you have to take with the bishop. I take with the rook. He gave a check, I go here, he gives a check on h5, I go king e1, and now, yeah, the problem in this position, the difficult thing in this position is, what are you gonna do? Like, what are you gonna do? I mean, honestly, I mean, my rook is coming to d5, my rook is going to g5, I'm gonna get maybe some sort of double attack here. There's a very weak king here with no g pawn here. So, yeah, I mean, apparently the best move here would have been for white to go check again, yeah. I was probably just gonna go here if he did this, and yeah, I don't even know, maybe something like this. The best is queen here again. Yeah, I was probably just gonna go for something like this if this happened, and this is once again +4.35, so this is not even good. I think if you run this position in an engine with higher depth, you will see that white is actually very good here. Even regardless of queen a5 check, it's so difficult to defend. It's very difficult. However, my opponent played queen a5, which I ought to be a blunder, which it is, because now I just go king f1, and I have a lot of nice piece placement, and yeah, my opponent here played d5, thinking, okay, I need to get my bishop into the game, because obviously, yeah, like I mentioned, you need to develop here. However, d5 has a big problem. It comes with rook x d5, which is tempo on the queen, and the queen has to move. Yeah, I mean, it's just not looking very good for black. And now after queen c3, you can go rook g5, he has to go king h8, and now I was looking at, for the longest time, I was looking at how do I get my rook off of this diagonal, off of this diagonal, and I could get my queen here. I was thinking about maybe moves like this, maybe moves like this. I thought about maybe this, but he just takes, because he's still covering f6 with his queen, and there's no way to get onto this diagonal and deliver a checkmate. So none of that worked. However, you have one very, very good move here, which is rook h6. The only move that works, actually, because you have to give up this full bishop, because after this, there is no way to get rid of both threats. And I had like 5 minutes on the clock here. I was playing a classical game with 1 hour and 30 minutes, and I had like 5 minutes left here. So I was not gonna sacrifice any piece because I might be winning. I was even happier with a draw, but yeah. Apparently this is just, I mean, there's if you go back here, there's no queen f6, but there's rook takes, and then there's this, which is just checkmate. So yeah, I mean, I saw this in my head, but I didn't dare to go for it, and I thought, okay, I'm just gonna take on f7. How bad can it be? How bad can this be? I mean, I just take another pawn, and this must be good. It's not. The reason this is not good is because of queen b2, the only move, queen b2, which is I don't even understand this move. I'm not gonna lie. Here I would have just played this, but now he has some checking ideas, and actually here you're just completely losing. I think you have to check. No, it's not check. What was the move? Maybe some bishop move. Let's see. Oh, you check here. Oh, you win the rook. Yeah. Yeah, so queen b2 has a very nasty idea to win this rook. And if I go here, for example, it's once again losing because I hang a piece. Probably shouldn't do that. Maybe if I go here, for example, is this losing? This is once again losing. Why is this losing? Check. Nope. Now you check here. Insane game, right? I mean, oh, and then you do this. Yeah, I mean, there's no way an 1800 is gonna find queen b2 in a game like this. I mean, this is queen b2 is like an insanely high level move as well. However, my opponent played bishop e6, which is just a blunder. I mean, yeah, I mean, at this point, I had like 5 minutes on my clock, or like 7 or maybe something like that. And he had like 30 minutes. So he had enough time to think about this position very well. After the game, we both thought maybe bishop d7 would have been a lot better, because now you get all of your pieces into the game and you get some attack. However, bishop d7 loses again against rook h6, because once again the same idea applies. There's no way to stop this, and there's also no way to get my my queen from coming in if I go like e5 and stuff. So yeah, a very complex position. Here I was completely winning, and now I was draw again. But the only reason it was a draw because of queen b2, which nobody's going to find. He played bishop e6. I don't know what he saw. I thought maybe he saw some sort of... I actually do know what he saw, but yeah, it just doesn't work. Because after taking on e6, he wanted to go queen c4, and after king g1, he wanted to take here on e6. But yeah, I mean, this is just... I mean, I'm up a bishop. I mean, even if you go here, this is just winning. I mean... I go like here. It's just it's over. So yeah, yeah, that was the game. A very, very complex game. Things missed by both of us. Yeah, honestly, a very complex game. But yeah, that's why accuracy sometimes is so misleading, because this is honestly a game. A pretty high level game, not super high level of course, but no grandmaster level, but definitely 1800-ish level. And yeah, I mean, it's just sometimes the engine says that's wrong because of a very complex idea which no human below 2100 is ever gonna see, and yeah, so on and so on. So yeah, I mean, this is the position my opponent resigned in, and I managed to win another game, which is very nice. Glad to see that I did, which makes probably my KNSB rating about like 1880 or something. My opponent here was rated 1806, I believe, or 1816 or something, and I was rated at this point 1865 or something. So yeah, yeah, nice to see. My KNSB rating might also go up to 1900 if I manage to win a few more games this year. Difficult though. Maybe I should have lost this game, honestly, in all fairness. After this point, I mean, here, if you just take here, I would have resigned. 100% would have resigned this position. I would have stuck out my hand and shaked this, because this is just, I mean, yeah. This is just, there's no way anybody's ever gonna win this. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and yeah, next game is gonna be in, I think, 2 weeks or something. So yeah, next episode probably somewhere in February. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and see you in the next one. Bye.